So, as always, the numbers that we have to keep talking about because the insane lockdown continues. Proportionality is what we argue here, not that the virus doesn't exist or anything like that, just in case the algorithms are starting to cancel us as we speak. This is the information they won't tell you on the 6 p.m. news. You won't see it in a headline anywhere else, but here's the truth. Now, Melbourne doesn't have 80-something cases. Lots of those are in hotel quarantine. They have 70 active cases in the community. That's the only things you worry about. And 44 of them are in one area, just like the first day of the lockdown more than a week ago. 44 of them are in northwestern Melbourne. Now, despite the fact that the crazy strain that was going to get everyone within 24 hours, well, that proved not to be the case. New day, new scare from Bambi Eyes.
That's all reassuring. That said, we've got disturbing news overnight, and we just need to take every single day as it comes.
Every day there's a new something. Every day there's a new reason why, where there's no way we possibly could be wrong. And this is the problem with the feedback loop that you end up with. That if the people who made the bad decisions are the ones in charge of confirming or denying the bad decisions, guess what they do? They keep reaffirming themselves. Around you go. And why are things not getting worse in Melbourne? They have not been getting worse in Melbourne since the lockdown started, not this, but the previous Friday. Because you see, since we last were on telly and since the lockdown started, not last, but the one before February, on Friday, 460,000 people have been tested. Just 48 cases have come out. Now think of all of the people who went. Of those 460,000, these are the people who felt crook, knew people who were crook, went to places where supposedly crook people had gone. So you are covering every possible option here. 460,000 people getting the test, just 48 ending up with the virus. And guess what? Just like it has been for the entire week, that is a 0.01% of everyone who's got tested, the best part of 500,000 in a city of 5 million, that have ended up getting coronavirus. Now, again, a little detail that they are not telling you on the 6 p.m. news, that you are not seeing on the clickbait websites, that no politician is willing to admit. Now, you know and I know who will die from COVID. Now, firstly, 99% of those that get COVID will not die. It won't be fun, won't be pleasant, but remember, this is all about saving lives and all the rest of it. Now, you know that the comorbidities are if you are particularly old or particularly crook before you got the virus. If you are a normal, healthy person, then it's not going to be pleasant, but it's not going to kill you. So these numbers, it would be helpful if they told us that the 0.01% of everyone who has tested positive to coronavirus, who are they? Well, as you can see, to the far left of your screen right now are young people. To the far right are old people. There's just one person in hospital. That person is somebody, by precaution, is in their 90s. Let me put some numbers on the bars that you can see here. People under the age of 20, 18. People between 20 and 40, 42. People 40 to 59, 19. So basically, under the age of 60, the extreme majority. In fact, there are just 6 people over the age of 60 who have coronavirus in all of Melbourne right now, yet you are locked down. Only 1 person is in hospital right now, yet you are locked down. 0.01% of everyone who has been tested, despite all the fear, despite all of the crazy brand new strains. So here's the point. Most of the cases are in one part of Melbourne. If you have to lock something down to get your jollies, lock that down. You have tested enough people to show this thing is not spreading. It hasn't been spreading for the best part of at least a week. And just 7% of all of the people crook are over the age of 80, otherwise known as 2 people. And that, by the way, is including all of the numbers in hotel quarantine. You see, this is the way that they work, which is they're very clever with the way that they manage the data that we are able to see. Where the data that I just showed you about the age group breakdown, well, all of that includes everyone who is in hotel quarantine, helps boost up the numbers. The number of times they turn around and say total number of cases, that includes the people in hotel quarantine, helps bump up the numbers. They don't tell you what the age groups are in those press conferences because you would know those people aren't going to die of it. And the strain is no different than anything they've seen before because it hasn't been racing through the community. 500,000 tests would tell you that. So the lockdown's going to end tomorrow, right? Of course not.
It's a day-by-day proposition. That's our expectation, but we don't want to be in this any longer than we need to. So if we can, we will lift it early. But at this stage, our expectation is that it will continue to Thursday.
Lift it now. Or maybe show that every single kid in Victoria should be back at school tomorrow. Oh, yeah. And there might be more to come. You see, under the emergency powers that were signed off by the Animal Justice Party, the Reason Party and the Greens, they've just extended the state of emergency for another month, which means they could continue lockdowns until the end of the month if they want to. All of that paperwork has now been done, despite the fact that, well, do I have to say it again? You know where the cases are. It's not racing anywhere near like the way they're saying, and the people who have it aren't going to die from it. Proportionality, people. That's all we talk about here.